saying that we are in need of the Holy Spirit in this land.
IHOP is a prayer ministry that is devoted to raising up people that have deep encounter with Jesus and intimacy, number one. Number two, to give ourselves to night and day prayer, literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for revival for Kansas City, for revival for the cities of the earth. The idea is that the worship would continue unbroken. It never stops. The worship is happening on the platform, and the intercession is taking place in the congregation.
I think worship and intercession go together because God designed it that way. In the throne room of heaven, Revelation 4 and 5, he has the intercessors, the prayers of the saints, the bowls of incense are combined with the music of God or the harps. So if that's the way he has it there in the throne room, Jesus prayed on earth as it is in heaven.
The Lord himself calls us to pray without ceasing. He says that men ought to pray always and not lose heart when he's calling the church to night and day prayer for the release of justice.
It's for the sake of impact. And I remember when I was very young, I had such an impulse for impact, and I wanted to change the world. And as I've grown in understanding the ways of the kingdom, I realized that intercession is the only way to change the world.
What I feel that we are doing at IHOP is not something that's new, it's not something that's unique, it's something that is clearly pictured in the New Testament. We have pictured Anna from Luke 2:37. She's there as an intercessory missionary, a full-time intercessory missionary. Actually says that she ministered to the Lord in fasting, in prayer, night and day, and she never left the temple. That woman was there in the place of prayer for 60 years, preparing the spiritual atmosphere over an entire nation for the breakthrough of God in the first coming.
And we all call on the name of our God, come once again to this land.
And furthermore, she is a picture of an end-time prayer movement that will emerge to prepare the spiritual atmosphere over nations of the earth for the second coming of Christ.
We have several different functions and several different expressions for full-time intercessory missionaries. Some people are really focused on the intercessory part. Their main role and focus is to pray and fast for revival, either here or another city of the earth. Others, they embrace the life of prayer, but their number one mandate is to be a messenger. The collective impact of studying, fasting, worshiping, praying for revival is the raising up of messengers. In this intense environment, like a greenhouse, it's optimum for quick growth. They're doing it together in community.
IHOP has a very profound community life because people are gathering all the time, which is very unlike a regular church. In a regular church, you might gather 2 or 3 times a week.
IHOP is so much more than a spiritual community. It was a place where you could commune spiritually with people.
There's nothing better than being with people that are going in the same direction as yourself, having the same mindset. You're in one accord, one heart.
It raises up a new breed. I believe that there are going to be many, many sent, but I believe there's a furnace that continues on and on. It's a sending ground. It's a greenhouse for messengers.
So I believe that this reality of intercession and mission will allow us to see a generation of missionaries that know how to hear from God directly and risk their life for God and tap into supernatural provision and just do great things for God.
I'm preparing a way for myself for when God all of a sudden says, okay, it's time for you to go. I've had 10 plus years of a life of intercession that's paved the way to go to the nation that He's called me to go to.
The fact that God uses prayer to change history is amazing because it also changes the human heart.
I used to have such a base understanding of God. Now I pray, I feel God in a deeper way. I read the Word, it's alive.
When I've been singing a passage in a prayer meeting, it's as though the genetic code of my emotional chemistry is changing.
You know, I knew who this man Jesus was. You know, I learned about him in, Sunday school, whatever. It was a sugar-coated version compared to what I've been getting hit with since I've been here.
When you place yourself in that place of prayer and you make yourself vulnerable to the Lord's heart, automatically you're an easy target for Him putting on you His heart for the nations. And it's work. It's something that you want to say no to every day. It's something that you don't want to take on because it's painful. You look at the poor, you watch TV, you want to say no, you just want to turn it off and go, I just want to go sit in my happy closet and love Jesus. And He's going, no, I want you to see reality. And reality is young adults are dying all over the nation. And I'm going, okay, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I want to preach to young adults. That's why I want to pray for young adults. That's why I want to look at the nations and pray.
And the thing that really inspires me about our 24/7 is the night watch. And the night watch goes from midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 straight hours, 7 days a week.
I don't know, in the 5 years I've done a night watch, I don't know what husband stopped beating his wife because there's a group of people praying at night. You know, I don't know what arrest was made of some whatever criminal because some prayed at night. I don't know who got saved at night. I don't know what dreams someone had. Because the atmosphere is progressively getting changed.
Standing in the night and staying awake through the night watches is so much more than just keeping the fire burning, and that it is about that. But I truly believe it's a prophetic picture of the hour that we're living in, and having a company of people standing in the deep darkness and still loving Him and still choosing Him and loving His name.
Intercessory missionaries are people that do the work of missions. We preach the gospel, we feed the poor, we heal the sick. We have healing rooms that operate on a regular basis, sometimes hours a day, where we pray for the sick.
I got healed in the healing rooms, completely healed of multiple chemical sensitivities. I came here very ill and I'm leaving restored and strong.
We have prophecy teams where the answer to our prayers is happening, where people are hearing the word of the Lord on the prophecy teams. The evangelism teams where unbelievers are hearing the good news of Jesus Christ out in the streets. We have a particular focus on the nation of Israel. We pray for Jerusalem many times a week for revival to break out in Jerusalem.
And I don't think the prayer movement that is stirring right now, I don't think it's going to be like the next, cell movement or the next new way to build. No, it is a movement that is going to stay, and we're going to grow upon it.
And I feel like I've finally found what I've been called to do and what I was created to do, and that is to pray and to be an intercessor.
Like, this is who I am, and I love this. This is something that I could never get burnout from doing.
That this is the prophetic word of the hour of the church. You shut it down and give yourself a place of prayer.